Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible to you. Kindly type yes or no in the chat window. Am I audible and screen is visible to you? Yeah, good. So our last example was from the array list where we learnt about how to remove an element from a particular array list by using the name such as the language Kotlin or by using the list. We also learnt about something called as a remove all, which removed all the elements from that particular array list. For the next example, you need this particular concept. There is something called as an interface, which is java.language.iterable, which was taught to you yesterday, that there is something called as an iterable, okay, which is having an iterator and which is providing you the for each loop, okay. It is an interface which is derived by all the collection. If you look over here, right at the top, we have this diagram in which I said this is a collection and the collection is derived from the iterable. So if you want to have a look at that iterable, if you look at the documentation, it will say that iterable contains this iterator and the for each method. For each is used to display the contents of this particular array list. One thing also you should know when you go to the documentation is there is something called as a java.util.iterator. Okay. This is again an interface, and this interface is derived or is implementing this particular interface called as iterable. So is it possible that we can have one particular interface implementing another interface and it can be used in the class? Yes. So a question may be asked to you in the interview. We have got iterable and we have got iterator. Okay. What's the correlationship between them? If this question is asked, kindly tell that java.util.iterator implements the java.language.iterable. Kindly note, this is java.language.iterable and this is java.util.iterator. One is language, another is iterator. So the next question they will ask is, what is provided by iterable? Simply say that it is exposing an iterator and it is providing the for each loop. That will suffice. But if they ask further and probe you further and they ask what is available in the iterator, then tell them that it has got a has next, next and remove. Has next, next and remove. These are the methods. Okay. And we have, let's see an example which illustrate this particular concept. Look over here. Class name, public static void main, declared an array list, simply added some strings over here. Okay, and then I'm using for string obj al system.out.println obj. So the question is where you are getting this particular for loop. This is called a for each loop. Okay, so you are getting it from this particular java.language.iterable, which each and every collection is derived from. This is provided over here. Okay, so for each is provided by this particular interface. Let's take a next example in which what I do is the first part is remaining the same. We have declared an array list. We have added the elements. Now I am declaring iterator itr. You can declare any variable name. Iterator is equal to array list, the al over here, dot iterator, al dot iterator. Okay, so what does this mean? Kindly declare an iterator which is applied on the array list object, because your project may have different objects. So which object you want to apply it on? I want to apply it on al. Okay, so my left hand side is a iterator. This iterator is pointing to array list. So what does this iterator provide? It provides something called as a has next. Okay, it provides something called as a has next. So if you look over here, while iterator has next. That means what? This has next is going to give me a Boolean value, whether it is true or false, whether there are elements in this list or not. Do we have elements? Yes, we have the elements. Okay, so display the contents of it. How do I display the contents of it? By saying ir.next, itr.next. So this is going to display all the elements. First Ravi, then Vijay, then Ravi, then Ajay, something like this. Okay, so just wanted to tell you about this particular diagram. Ki where is this has next and next available? And point number one, how we could use them in our program. So I'm giving you two programs which I want you to try it out. This is the first program and this is the second one. Kindly go through it. Any doubts? Sahil, it was already told yesterday. I had already shared it. You are not in a position to view it. Just check it. It is already there in the drive. All the video lectures along with the notes are uploaded. All the notes till the threads are uploaded. And all the video lectures till yesterday have been uploaded. Okay. So what we learned that when we use a next and has next, you should be knowing where we are deriving this from. We are deriving it from iterator. Okay. And secondly, you should be knowing when I use a for each on the collection, you are getting it from java.language.iterable. Java.language.iterable. Okay. Now let's take a use case. Okay. Let's take an use case. The use case says there is a class student. There is a class student having roll number, name and age. There is a constructor over here. There is a constructor over here. Okay. Now I want this to be used in a array list. I want this to be used in a array list because till now in a array list what we have done, we have taken into consideration the wrapper classes. such as integer, double, and string. What if I want to use a user-defined classes? So we have a class, we have a constructor. So what I do in the main, I create an object of the student class by saying student s1 is equal to new student. I pass three values. Okay. So this is a pure object oriented activity where what I had done, I have created three objects. Now what I do over here, I want to use this student in a array list. So I say array list student al is equal to new array list student. So just like a wrapper class, what you do is you mention the class name over here which you want to use in a array list. So array list student al is equal to new array list student. And then you can apply the array list method. So what will al.add s1, al.add s2, and al.add s3 do? We'll add three objects in this particular array list. Okay. Then in the previous program, we learned how to create an iterator. So how do I create an iterator? On the left hand side, you mention an iterator by saying iterator angular bracket itr. And in the angular bracket, what you're going to have? You're going to have a wrapper class. You're going to have the class name. What is the class name in this case? Student. Okay. This particular iterator is going to apply on which object? It is going to apply it on array list object. Okay. And then what I do over here, I use this particular has next and the next method. Has next and the next method. Okay. So while itr dot has next, that means as long as there are object, what you should do, you should capture one particular object. So in this case, itr dot next will be stored in a st. What is my right hand side? My right hand side is one object. So I will store it in st. St is of the type student. And then I can access the individual elements by saying roll number, name, and age. Roll number, name, and age. So it will be roll number, name, and age. Do you have any doubts in this? See, point number one, we have defined a class called as student over here. This class student has a constructor. This class has got a constructor. In the main method, what I'm doing, I'm creating three objects, S1, S2, and S3. Okay. Now this particular object is added to the array list and the elements are added. Now these elements are nothing but the objects. These elements are nothing but the objects. Clear? Now what I do over here, I create an iterator. If you look at the iterator, this iterator was using the wrapper class. In this case, it is using the student. In this case, it is using the student. Okay. And then I will use a has next and next method to capture the student element over here. Once I capture the student element, I can access roll number, name, and age. Roll number, name, and age. Is it clear to you? So I'll copy this. Manirup, I already discussed. I think you joined late. You joined late. See, I told you that java.util.iterator has got has next, next, and remove. So kindly see the utility of the program that I will be in a position to use a collection with user defined data type also. So what I'm doing over here, I'm using a class, I'm using a constructor, and then initializing it over here. Kindly go through this example. Any doubt? So pay attention again. Again, I'm telling you, when we use the for loop to display the contents of the collection, we are using the for each of the java.language.iterable. And when we use the has next, next and the remove, we are using java.util.iterator. Okay, this particular iterator is implementing this particular interface. Both of them are interface. Both of them are interface. Clear? The second diagram you should be knowing is, there is something called as a list iterator. What does the iterator provide? Iterator provides something called as a has next, next, remove, right? Then we have got something called as a list iterator. Okay. Now what is list iterator? It is again an interface which is extending this particular interface, What additional it has? It has got a previous method over here. Okay, this has got next and has next. This is providing you something like a previous. That means if you want to go to the previous element, you cannot use an iterator. You will have to use a list iterator. You will have to use something called as a list iterator. Once you understand that you have to use a list iterator, then the coding becomes easy. So to illustrate this concept, let's go to this particular example. So what I do over here is, we have got list string L is equal to new array list. Okay, my left hand side is a list reference, my right hand side is a object of an array list. I'm using the various bands over here. Okay, BTS, Blackpink, Monster 17. Okay, then what I do over here, I create an iterator of the string and attach it to L, which is a list, which is nothing but a reference to the array list. We have already seen that this particular iterator provides something called as a has next and next, okay. Now the question is how I can use a list iterator. So I can use a list iterator similar to the iterator. If you look over here on the left hand side, we have iterator string t. So here I have list iterator string k. Okay, and here I have an iterator, here I have a list iterator, okay. In this particular list iterator, I mentioned the size of this particular list. Okay, so depending upon the number of elements over here, that means 1 2 3 4, this size will be 4. Now what I do over here is, instead of has next, I will be using has previous. Okay, now this has previous and the previous is available in this particular list iterator. Has previous and previous. Clear? Understood? So this is going to display the contents backward. Okay, and this is the classical for each loop in which we display the contents of this particular iterator called as L. If you want to use it using an index, then what we have to do, we have to use something called as a get function, and a get will take the value as I. But normally who will go through the size and then basically display the contents? Much better method will be this. But if someone asks, is it possible to access the contents of the array list using an iterator? Yes, you could very well say it. Without iterator, yes, you could very well say it. We are being provided with something called as a get function. So get function allows us to display the contents as per the index. For each is used to display the contents of an array list. List iterator is used to display the contents using iterator. List iterator is used to display the contents in the reverse order. I'm providing you the program. Kindly make the changes, Vishal, and try to run it and tell me whether it runs or not. So take your time, do understand it well. Okay. Next, we have got an array list. We have added certain elements. Okay, we declared an iterator. Okay, we declared an iterator which is working on this particular array list. And we want to do some kind of a comparison. Okay, for example, what I want to do is I want to implement the remove method. I want to implement the remove method. Where is the remove method? If you look over here, there is this particular remove method. I want to use it. Okay, so what I've done over here is the first step, add certain element. Second step, have an iterator pointing to this particular array list. Third step, implement a while loop. In the while loop, what you do is you say integer num is equal to number iterated dot next, number iterated dot next. Okay. And then you say number percentage 2 not equal to 0, then remove them. So what is this program going to do? This program is going to take each and every number divided by 2. If the remainder is not equal to 0, it is going to remove them. It is going to remove them. Any doubts? Have you completed it? Have you included the necessary import? Sahil, इंपोर्ट स्टेटमेंट है क्या? चेक कर लो अपने प्रोग्राम में. Has next is going to only check whether the element is there or not. It is not going to provide me the access to the elements. Hence, we need to access that particular element. So next has to be first used and then only we can use the remove. My next question is, instead of using integer num, can I use a primitive data type over here? Can I use int number is equal to number iterated dot next? If you are getting this particular error, kindly have integer over here and it should go. Kindly have an integer over here. And tell me now whether it is working or not. Yesterday this was brought to you. Yesterday I had told you. My question is something like this. I'll take this program. online compiler. Okay, and I will share this screen with you. And here what I have done now, I have used primitive data type. Okay, so my concept, the program is running. The program is running. So my concept is number iterator dot next. What it is going to give me, whether it is going to give me the capital integer or the lowercase integer, whether this is going to return an primitive data type integer or a wrapper class called as integer. Looking at the documentation, kindly tell me whether this particular method is going to return an integer, which is primitive type, or the object integer, which is a wrapper class. The question is numbers iterated dot next. It is not about the answer. What I want is the approach. Numbers iterated dot next is returning a wrapper class integer, or is it returning an primitive data type integer? This particular line, 15th line. Take your time, go through the documentation and tell me. Manirup, my question was go to the documentation and tell me what it is returning. Point number one. Point number two, the second concept was if it is returning a wrapper class and if I'm assigning it to int num, whether the concept of boxing or unboxing is there. So take your own time and come up with the answer. See, the answer lies over here. This particular iterator, okay, is working on the wrapper class because it can work only with the wrapper class. That's what we learned yesterday, that collections work only with the wrapper class. So this chap is going to give me a token, and this next is going to give me an element which is again a wrapper object. That means this object is of the type integer. And I also told you that if my left hand side is an int number, that means this integer object is assigned to an integer. That means an unboxing operation is taking place. An unboxing operation is taking place. This is straightforward. Okay, this is straightforward. Okay, so kindly remember, we have to go in that particular depth and learn our topics. Point number one, I'm telling you, because Java has got a lot of scale in the industry, in the sense you have to start with Java, then you have to learn advanced Java, then you have to learn Spring framework, okay, which is the number one framework other than React. Okay, so all this will help you if you go a little bit in the detail other than getting the answer. And kindly go through the documentation again and again. The next program is straightforward. I have got a list. Okay, I've added the elements, and then I want to check whether the particular name or particular element is there or not. Okay, so what I can do, I can use something called as the index of element. Okay, first we'll use a contains, and another we'll use a index of, then we'll use a last index of. Now this is straightforward. This is supposed to check Bob, this is supposed to check the index of Steve and Mark. Okay, and this is supposed to check the last index of John and Bill. I'll be giving you the program. I want you to go to the documentation and tell me what does contains, index of, and last index of does. So if I run the code, Okay, what methods we are interested in? Contains, index of, and last index of, and last index of. And this is the list. So we have got this particular list: John, Alice, Bob, Steve, John, Steve, Maria. So names dot contains Bob. Does it contains Bob? Yes, it contains. So it will simply give me true or false. So this particular contains is going to give me true or false. Index of Steve 0, 1, 2, 3. So it should give me 3. Index of Mark, we do not have a mark, so it will give me -1. If the index is not, if the element is not found, it will give me -1. Last index of John 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the last index. Yes or no? So it will give me 4. Last index of Bill. Do I have a bill? I do not have a bill. So it will give me -1. It will give me -1. Is it clear to you? Have you done so that I can go for the next example? Can I go for the next example? Okay. Pay attention over here. The next example, what I have done over here, I have created list numbers is equal to new array list. Okay, I have created an array list of the integer. I have added the elements. I'm displaying the contents, and now I want to sort those content. Now I want to sort those collection contents. So I say collections dot sort number. Collections dot sort number. Now all of one student has raised the question yesterday ki what is collections, and another one is what is a collection interface. Okay, so I want you to go through this and tell me what does this collection dot sort numbers does, what it is, where it is, and so on. If I run this code, it is obviously going to sort the contents. It is obviously going to sort the contents. But look over here. I relied on the sort method of the collections and I provided my array list. I provided my array list. So throw some light ki what does this collection dot sort does? Kindly pay attention. Okay. Point number one, tell me what is collection and what is this sort. Do these two things. Just explain that line. Collection dot sort number. So point number one, pay attention. Java.util.collections has got a sort method, and that sort will basically sort any of the contents such as linked list, such as array list, and so on. We haven't learned linked list, but only thing we have learned is array list. So I will rely on the base class on the interface called as collections to use this particular java.util.collection.sort. So be very careful about your explanation. Most of the explanations are wrong. Collection is a class and sort is a method of that class. Okay. Collection is a class in java.util package. Good. It means we get the sort method from the collection class and sort the list alphabetically or numerically. Good. Now, again, go through the document. This collection.sort by default will sort it in ascending order. I want to do it in descending order. There is something that has to be added after this. So kindly tell me how we can sort it in the reverse order. So what you have to do is, in case you want to sort it in the reverse order, okay, you have to again type collections dot, and you will get the method called as reverse order. You will get a method called as reverse order. Okay, collections dot reverse order. Let me just type a dot reverse R E No? Let me try. So if you look over here, we are sorting the contents as per the collections reverse order. If you do not mention any order, by default it will be ascending. By default it will be ascending. Is my program visible in the chat window? Okay, good. So this document is going to be uploaded today. There are two documents which will be uploaded today. One will be generic and second will be collections with all the diagrams which contains an array list. Which contains an array list. Okay. Now let's go to the coding part. Let's go to the coding part and let's see whether you are in a position to understand the question and write the code. Okay. So let me share. Is my Geek for Geek space visible to you? Is array insertion program visible to you? Okay, what you're supposed to do? What you're supposed to do? Given an array of size n containing integers. Given an array. Pay attention. They are not using array list. They are saying given an array of size n containing integer, your task is to insert the elements of a given array into an array list. And it should return the array list. And it should return the array list. Okay. If the number is 4, if this is the contents of an array, your output should be 1, 2, 3, 4 of an array list. Understood? My second text case is n is equal to 3. These are the contents of an array. 3 to 1 should be displayed. If you look at the code window, what they have done, they have accepted the data in the array. See what they have done. They have taken an array of n elements. They have accepted the data in this particular array. If you look at this particular line, array list integer answer is equal to fill array list arr comma n. What it says that your job is to write a code for the fill array list. The fill array list is going to take two parameters, an array and the n. So if I minimize this and come over here, on this, yeah, your job is to write the code for the fill array list. The parameters are a array, second the number of elements. In this case, the array is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the n is 4. But do remember, you are not supposed to display it. Your return type is an array list. Your return type is an array list. Simply return, declare an array list, add the elements and return the array list. That array list will go over here and which they are displaying. Do not display the contents. Only add the contents in an array list. Okay, 5 minutes have been given to you. Is the question clear to you, everyone? Has anyone got any doubt? You are getting an array. From an array, you have to put the elements in an array list and return that array list. This page will not be visible to you. This page is a private page. It will not be visible to you. So there was a drop in the connection. So can you see this code? Can you see this page? So what was told to you? That this particular function fill array list will be getting an array. N will be the size of an array, and those contents of the array should be transferred to array list. Should be transferred to array list. So my solution would be create an array list. Okay, array list integer a is equal to new array list integer of the size n, this particular n. Use a for loop. Okay, use a for loop to add these contents from an array to this particular array list, and then return a, and then return a. So let me compile and run it, and then let me submit it. Yes, it does work. Now let me see some of the different contributions over here. Is my screen visible to you? Yes, no? Is my array list insertion screen visible to you? Is this question clear to you? Crystal clear to you? The question was, this was hidden. Okay, if you want to see it, you can see it. So the question was, they have taken this as a number of test cases. For each and every test cases, they are going to accept the value of n. They're going to declare an array. They are going to populate an array. They are going to create an array list, and you are supposed to fill the contents of this array list. That means you are supposed to write a fill array list, which is going to fill the content from an array into the array list. You are supposed to return it. Do not display it. Why? Because display part is controlled by them. Just giving you a minute. Tell me whether have you understood it or not. Let's take one more example. Let's take one more example. Okay, what they are saying is iterators are used to iterate over Java collection. Here we learn how to iterate an array list ARR from beginning to end. 5 is the size of an array list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the contents of an array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is displayed from an array. In the next case, 4 is the size of an array. 1, 3, 31, 2 is the contents of an array list, and they are displaying it. The question says you simply have to use the iterator to display the contents of an array list. Let's click on this and figure it out what they are doing. So in this case, they are not using an array, they are using an array list. So this is an array list. Okay, what they have done, they have accepted the contents into this array list. You have declared an iterator. This iterator is pointing to ARR. Okay, you are supposed to write a code called as iterator front to back. This is this particular function. In this particular function, what parameter they are passing? They are passing an iterator. They are passing this particular iterator. Using this iterator, you are supposed to display the contents of an array. You are supposed to display the contents of an array. So kindly write the code which will allow me to display the contents. Yes, any answers for this? What should I write? What is the code you'll be writing? I'm not getting any code in the chat window. You simply have to use this iterator to display the contents. Okay, that will be the end of the session. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss the solution because right now I don't want to give the solution. You should think about it. The basic idea is what you should do is you should declare an array list. You should declare an array list, populate the array list, declare an iterator, and pass that iterator to a function. Do not pass an array list, pass an iterator. Now the question is, using that iterator, how I can display the contents of that particular array list? How I can display the contents of an array list? So I've got certain questions. Let me just check. Got around 8 solutions and most of them are right. Yes, you use a for each loop, but that for each loop is using an iterator. Think about this. Your iterator is not an integer. Think about it. Iterator has next. Okay, you have use a int over here. Okay. Iterator has next and then you use a int num. Iterator has next, iterator next. Okay. Percentage D, print I, good. While iterator has next. Okay, some of you have got it right. Okay. So tomorrow's agenda is we'll continue with some coding examples, one or two more coding example on array list, and then we'll be going for the linked list. Okay, then we'll be going for the linked list. So that will be the end of the session. Thank you very much.